Hi everyone! I'm going to show you exactly how to attach the eyes step by step. Don't worry, it's super simple and we're gonna do it together. Remember those two skipped stitches we made in the previous video? Those are going to make it so much easier to attach our safety eyes today. By the way, you can absolutely use a different size for her eyes if you want, but I personally prefer the 12mm ones. I think they look the absolute cutest. All right, let's push those safety eyes right through the stitches where we left those holes and snap the washers tightly on the inside. Make sure to double check both eyes to ensure they are truly secure before we move on to the next step. We definitely don't want them budging later or falling off. Now let's start stuffing the head real quick before working on the fun part, embroidering the whites of the eyes. Okay, now for the fun part, giving this little cutie some personality. For this next step, you're going to need a 30cm strand of white yarn, some matching green yarn, a yarn needle, and a pair of scissors. Go ahead and grab those. Let's get into it. First up, thread your needle with the white yarn and tie a slip knot at the end. We're going to insert the needle from the very bottom of the head and bring it out right below the left side of the safety eye at round 9. Let's call it point A. Pull the yarn through until it's nice and snug. Just make sure your slip knot is big enough so it doesn't accidentally pull all the way through the piece. Next, insert your needle into the stitch 2 rows above point A. We will call this point B. Bring the needle back out through point A. Insert the needle into point B again, but bring it out on the other side of the safety eye so we can start on the other side. Let's call this point C. When you're pulling the yarn, just make sure not to yank it too hard. Keep just tight enough to neatly shape that white highlight around the eye. Okay, how are you doing so far, guys? Not too bad, right? Now, since we are starting at round 7, for the right side of the eye, we're going to insert our needle into the stitch 2 rows below, which is right at the bottom of the safety eye. Let's call it point D. Bring the needle back out from point C. And insert the needle into the point D again. Bring the needle out somewhere near the eye. And tie a quick slip knot to secure your work. To finish it off, insert the needle back into the exact same stitch where you made the knot. Pull the yarn all the way out through the bottom of the head and fasten off. Now it's time to add eyelids. Thread your needle with a green yarn and tie a slip knot at the end. Make sure the knot is large enough so you won't pull through the stitches. I'd like to start with the left eye. Insert a needle from the very bottom of the head and bring it out at the stitch on the upper right side of the white eye piece. We will call this point A. Next, insert a needle into the stitch between rounds 8 and 9 on the inner side of the black eye. Let's call this point B. Bring the needle back out through the point A and pull the yarn snug. Repeat this process 3 times. For the third and final pass, insert a needle into point B as usual. However, instead of bringing it back out through point A, bring out the inner side of the right eye so we can begin working on the second eyelid. Make sure the needle comes out between rounds 8 and 9. This is a very important. Otherwise, the 2 eyelids may not look symmetrical. We will call this point C. For the second eyelid, insert a needle at the stitch on the upper left side of the white eye piece. We will call this point D and bring it back out at point C. Repeat this process 3 times. By the way, if you're having trouble reaching the exact stitch because the safety eye is in the way, here's a little trick I like to use. Bring the needle out at a nearby stitch first. Then insert it back into the same stitch and guide it to your target stitch from there. I hope this tip helps. After completing the third pass, bring the needle out through any stitch that is very close to point D. Carefully adjust the yarn to form a soft eyelid shape above the eye. Take your time and make any small adjustments needed. As you can see, the eyelids give the bunny a sweet and dream look. Once you're satisfied with the placement, make a slip knot to secure the stitches. Then insert it back into the same stitch and pull the yarn out from the bottom of the head and then fasten off. And there you have it. The eyes are finished and our little bunny is already starting to come to life. Don't worry if your first attempt isn't perfect. Just keep adjusting the stitches until you're happy with the expression. I'll let you finish the second eye on your own and I'll meet you in the next step.